Hello everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Feedback Loop. If you're unfamiliar with us, we are a D&D playtest stream where everyone here is playtesting the various new subclasses that you can find in the Tabletop Tome of Travelers, which has been 100% funded on Kickstarter. Link should be getting dropped in chat. Before we go on, we do just want to say thank you to everyone who came out to Retro Game Con out in Syracuse. Thank you, everyone, and we hope you enjoy the show. Now, I believe we are going to Angel playing Cayetana for our recap tonight.
Yes. So, I'm going to go look for our wizard friend. I assume I hear weird noises coming out of his room, as per usual, whatever he's experimenting on or reading in there. I'm going to knock on his door.
Huh?
Where have you been?
Oh, I've been messing with some of the Cthulhuids and figuring out some interesting things gleaned from them.
Well, cool. Anyways, more importantly, I have had a lot of advancements in the last few days. I need someone to talk to.
Do tell. Come in. Just sit down, move some stuff.
So, as you know, the Singwa tasked us with doing some investigating.
Yep. Into Dr. Von Eichenstein.
And I had to play Nice Daughter. That was awful. But he seems to be happier, a lot more open talking about things, and so we were able to get some information to pass over to our friend, and we watched a few very boring presentations before the after party. Then the plan kind of blew up.
Oh, do tell.
Well, you know, I was looking good, and, you know, we all dressed up, and I was hand with Koski entering the after party. We did some amazing dancing, even though we got shown off by my kids. And conversation was going well. I went to get information from the doctor, and he decided to share some things about my husband that I was not so keen on hearing at that moment. I guess they are a little bit more friendly than he has shared.
So?
They talk on a regular basis. They share each other messages, and I guess the doctor keeps tabs on me through him. The man who said that, he did not even know who the doctor was. Then I made a note to say that me and Kotsky were just friends, and I think I said that in a way that might have hurt his feelings. Everyone said, it sounded like I did something to hurt people, and I'm like, that wasn't my intentions. So...
Hardly ever is.
Huh? Anyways, things are weird. There was a lot of drinking. The kids talked to Mateo. You remember Mateo?
Yes.
The one that, yeah, the younger one. Mm-hmm. He opened up a little bit, apparently. I didn't get to hear too much of the details as of yet, but I thought it'd be important to let you know that we might be one step closer to helping him out.
It was
Hero, not Mateo. Mateo's my child.
Yeah, you're child.
The
first one who died. The first one who died, in fact. Yeah.
Thanks for reminding me, guys.
You're welcome.
I was just thinking about the other kid. Yes, the hero. I have that in my notes. Yeah. So, if you would be so kind to actually join us and, you know, maybe help with some of these situations.
Well,
I'd say it's probably at that point that you'd actually like start looking around the room. You see a couple of dissected Cthulhuids. You see just notes strung together with red tape on the walls.
And you will notice one bulb kind of sitting in the center of the room.
Is this still the same night, or are we in the following morning?
This is probably in the morning.
Okay.
You see you've been busy.
Yeah. Presentation in a couple of days. I gotta get it all in order.
Alright, maybe you do need some time alone, but get some sleep. Have you been up all night?
You've probably slept about 2 hours.
Yep. Get some rest. We're going to be attending some presentations today, so...
But quick question. The doctor's not suspicious in any way.
I don't believe so. It could have been on purpose why he decided to overshare this information. Or maybe he just is genuinely thinking that me and my husband were in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Was that recap in character?
yes.
What do we have to roll to be there for all of that? What would it take for Rennie to have overheard that?
Teleportation.
Because he would have been, if it's in the morning, he would have been like doing his like usual
Give me a
training drills.
perception check, DC 25.
Oh.
What help?
My class is
I
fogged up
think I
talking
have-
about Kotsky.
I think I'd have to wait. No, I think a natural 20.
It's not
17.
bad, but
Nope.
Okay.
I get a 25.
Well, it's a shame that you weren't the one that asked. So, you get a couple more hours of sleep. You're tired.
Enough to stave off the exhaustion.
Enough to stave off the exhaustion, but it's the kind of sleep where you're feeling it all day.
Mira.
So, as you're all gathering for the morning, does Horst share what he found? Or are you gonna hold that close to the chest?
Hold it for now
Okay.
until a later time.
We've got more important things.
Well,
I have no idea.
in that case, you guys should have the schedule for day 2. What presentations would you like to attend today? Or
Is it this one?
not attend and do something in its stead?
Mom, did the doctor intone about which ones on the next day he'd be interested in showing up to?
Did he?
Nope.
Alright. No, I don't really know.
Alright, which one of these are really creepy?
We could always...
Or just vile?
Nerve weaving, probably.
It's really early. We could try stopping by where we found him before, but...
What was that? Like the brewery? Do you mean like where he
Was that
asked us to meet?
Yeah.
Or,
Oh, but they don't stay there, right?
right.
It did seem like there was something going on there, though.
I could try and figure out where he is. I do have a spell.
I mean, we would have noticed, right, if like the police found dead bodies there, or if there were missing sightings.
Did anything
Around-
like come up from a crier or anything?
Right.
About some crazy murders.
Most of the... Are you talking about before the whole event started, or just over the past day?
Just kind of like to the day where we met up with them. Like if there was anything about the murder at a bar.
I would say give me a history check, but you have keen mind, so...
I love that voice.
Nothing that really sticks out as to something that is very obviously him. And not even much in that area. It's more so the general crime reports you would expect in a city of this size.
Sure.
Maybe even a little lower, as this city has pretty good security.
Right.
Do you have locate object?
Yeah. Today I have my spell list
All
prepared
the
for,
useful ones.
for very particular purposes, I will say.
It was so pointed, no.
I was in character.
Son, wow.
I'm okay with it. He gets away with it because he looks good.
He likes the sex.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Mom, did he give you any way to reach out to you? Because alright. So, do you think he has any sort of magical way to be able to, like, hear us talking? Is that something we should be keeping an eye out for?
I still have a headache from last night. I think I remember everything we talked about. We agreed to talk again soon, but I believe was that today or tomorrow?
That was like
He said the not today, but the day after.
So yeah, tomorrow. we're
He
supposed
would be able to make a house call to where you guys are staying.
Got you. I was too distracted to ask him where he was staying. So,
right.
information we should get.
I do think bumping into his lackeys might be a better way of him getting kicked out of the entire thing. Apparently, it occurred to me, I'm not sure if it was because of Ostrich mentioning something, but him attacking him or any of your siblings attacking us would probably be enough cause for them to shuffle them away from the city.
Do we want that though? I guess we want that for the Singwa, but
maybe like eventually, like
I think the Singwa want information to stop the doctor, not get him away.
yeah, but I think the main problem is if they get funded, right?
right,
Right.
Yeah.
and
So
it might escalate things, but
setting them up to fail is good, but if they just get carted off, then I have
they
to.
won't have access to the possible influence they might have here. Is the thought?
So maybe we figure out where they're gonna go, like where the doctor's gonna go, and then we, instead of going with them this time to make sure everything's okay, you distract, and then we.
We could also try to find like their base of operations. When we talk to Hero, apparently a lot of them are pretty much sequestered, making sure that the more feral of your siblings don't eat everyone.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine there are too many places like that. So maybe that could be like an avenue for where we kind of just do our search, figuring out where his base of operations are, and figuring out where our aunts and uncles are. I say ironically.
Okay, so we just need to find him, and then
We can do that magically, right?
the rest of you
yeah.
guys can get to work.
Yeah.
I have
I prepared my infiltration spells today. So.
I have scrying, so
Oh yeah.
Right.
I can.
I think we want to be on the same page though about which ones are redeemable and irredeemable, and if we do decide to do anything with setting anyone up, it should be one of the ones that.
I mean, it's Vlad, right? It's the clear.
The thing
answer,
is, I
no?
do feel like if we instigate Vlad, we'll be ripped apart into little tiny pieces before any kind of destruction happens.
There's more of us. I'm sure we could take care of him.
Not before one of us gets ripped apart into teeny tiny pieces.
Nah, Mirabelle wouldn't let that happen. Don't worry.
Like one of his palms was like bigger than like my torso area.
You're not confident in your abilities.
There's only so much magic can do, from what I understand.
Question from the DM for Noel. Are you talking about Vlad or Drac?
I meant try.
Drat.
Oh, you meant
Okay.
that.
Wait, because I was thinking, his hand's that big?
Oh, wait, the big guy, right? The one who.
I was talking about
The
Vlad.
Dragonborn.
Oh, right. No, I meant the horrifically huge one.
Yeah, but that guy's like an animal, right? Like, it's just.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Feral, yeah.
I would say let's make sure Vlad is locked away up forever.
Yeah.
And in terms of people to maybe talking to Hero, he seems like he kept his humanity.
Yeah,
Same
like-
boat as you, where it seemed like it was more circumstance that got him to where he was, and I'm sure if he had a choice, he wouldn't want to be eating people.
I also want to talk to Yara.
Yara seems nice. Yeah.
I think Hero also mentioned that Yara was pretty chill.
I believe it was Yara and Obo.
Yeah. Essentially, from what he said, it was Yara and Oba were not good necessarily, but they weren't either animalistic and fully not human, really. Like they weren't monsters like the rest of them. And then
Yara, Obo, and Hero, and then you have weird.
yeah,
feelings
Mirabelle's
about
cool.
Mirabelle.
And then I also like Parrish as well, so we can use it.
Well,
I'm not putting
like
that on
Parrish
this.
is alright.
I know, but I'm just saying I like Parrish as well.
So I have the good column, the maybe column, and then the bad column. I think so far is Drac and Vlad.
Yeah. Isn't there more?
Vlad can be locked away from.
There is.
No, that's it. No, that's it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7, yeah, 7, yeah.
No, drag Vlad. Okay.
Did we figure out if these guys were 7 deadly sins coded yet?
I don't think they are.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. That was in character.
Because episode.
What? Okay.
We can figure it out.
Coded? What does that mean?
Alright, so find the doctor.
Sure.
Divide and conquer.
Right.
Main targets is Yara, Obel, Hero, Mirabelle.
I also do have sending today if that matters to anyone. I do have it.
We could.
So sending, scrying. You have locate object.
I do have locate object. I also have clairvoyance. I don't know if that helps, but
I have locate. We have a couple locate objects that you and I can do.
Scrying could be useful. I don't feel like Drac is ever going to be free ranged.
free range.
Sure.
But it would be good to know where Drac is.
Yeah.
Right?
He might be being babysat by someone who would be able to do magic. And, might be a little perturbed that we're spying on them. But, that's just thought.
I mean, they wouldn't necessarily know who it is. They'll just know that someone is. If they can.
Oh, okay.
If they can glean it.
Right. So I guess we can, by magical means, like maybe using the same visions that Dante had, like give us a place to start looking.
No visions.
I'm saying what you want me to say, and I agree with you. Vision's bad.
What if
No visions.
I know.
No evil entity powers, and no
Absolutely.
sentient objects.
Well, yeah, I agree. We're all kind of
I'm a sentient object. I was gonna say,
I think
that's-
so. If we really want to be like parsing.
You're not an object.
Hear me out. What if a vision just comes to me? It's not my choice.
Stop it.
You know what I mean?
Stop it.
Okay. Just checking.
She doesn't like me very much, does she?
No, not really. It's all good.
Huh?
What? I was thinking to myself something.
Right.
I start talking in my head when I say that now. From now on, I'm like,
Moments. Yeah, of course. Okay, so this is that.
It's like there's a little whisper.
I
out
still
loud.
know y'all did something yesterday.
We're gonna do something today too. We're helping.
We danced really
Danced
well.
around a lot.
I'm still in my outfit.
You look amazing.
My armor fits right under here.
That's very cool.
Is Katsuki here?
No, someone should probably go wake him up. He drank pretty hard yesterday.
Oh yeah.
All right.
What?
I feel like I would have did that at some point. We did so much huddling.
Is there
It
caffeinated
might
beer?
be safe to say that before you came up with a full game plan,
Yeah,
you probably
yeah.
would have.
I was sorry.
We tried to wake him up, and this conversation's beside your bedside.
Yeah, it's
No,
just
I enjoy that nobody noticed that he wasn't there.
Okay.
Whoops.
Somebody should probably go, well, nobody's put us down or made us feel like we're stupid in a while.
Oh, hold on.
Oh.
This is strange.
You mean that lumbering mass of flesh over there wasn't cost? Oh,
My
it's just
father
your
figured.
dissection.
Where?
Right. Okay. No. Can we just like verbatim do that whole thing?
Yeah, just point by point, step by step. That's not what you said. You said exactly
Right.
that it was not.
It takes
supposed to be.
another hour to make sure it's verbatim.
Speaks it verbatim.
Yeah, I have verbatim.
Yeah. It was great.
Can you get me raw eggs first before this?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yes, I can do that. I go downstairs and I get
Stop
chicken with them.
Stop talking.
So they get you,
Just eggs.
they get you some eggs, and then Horace repeats it verbatim again.
It keeps going into this conversation we're currently having, and then
raw eggs, and then now it's like, okay.
yeah.
Now I
He
have to
will
start
drink
over.
his dozen raw eggs.
To be clear, do you want me to use divination?
Yeah, it would be just to figure out like the while we're fetching the eggs. Yeah, do that thing. Why not? Mom was pretty vague about visions anyway.
Yeah, it could be anything. I don't want a vision necessarily.
A revelation is different than a vision.
It's true. It's also like a single question. It's all good.
Sweet. Is it okay? So it's just us three.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do it yet.
We probably wait to split off before we do that.
It's all
Before we
Yeah,
actively
for now.
defy you.
For now, let's talk about this for a second, okay?
So yeah, how exactly are we? Are we just the rest of you going to go find the base?
Well, we can find the place magically if you give us like kind of any direction, but also if I'm allowed to. And so if we can find it magically, that's no problem.
Are we also looking for people? Are we just looking for the base? Are the 4 of you going together?
I'd rather just the base, because best case scenario, the people aren't there.
And scrying on a place makes it a little bit more likely it'll succeed as opposed to a person.
And I imagine if we're doing any kind of ambushing, or instigating a fight so they get caught up, we probably would want some people about to back us up so we don't get ripped apart.
I genuinely don't think we have to fight, even if we do get caught. I think that we can talk our way out of this, or at the very least, command my way out of this. I think it's okay, unless they're like immune to it or whatever. But I can just make them do what I want.
Yeah, but what if they were being mean?
Oh, if you want to, sure. Okay, yeah. If you want to do something, sure. I just meant we don't have to.
I'm just saying, like, you don't have, it doesn't have to be not on the table.
Okay.
Just keep it on the table.
Okay.
The violence.
Non-lethal for the good 3.
I thought 4. It's fine.
Sure. 5.
Yeah, Mirabelle, yeah, sure.
4.
Okay.
Cool. Good plan. All right. So distraction. We infiltrate.
Oh, can I pay a visit to our bird friend?
Oh, Kiwi. Yeah. Gotcha.
I wonder where Finch could be, and I'm just gonna like meander over to a corner and expectantly bump into him.
Don't we have a recording to give him anyway?
We did. I think we
gave it
did
a
him last night.
Yeah,
That's why he
we
was
already
missing
gave it
last
to him.
night. That's why he was missing last night.
What did y'all want to do? What did y'all want to say to him after y'all sent him off?
Oh, I wanted to run by him what if one of them attacked us? Would that be a good idea? Haha.
Oh, you're still gonna do that? That's what you're.
I was gonna ask him. See if he had any other things that maybe like a tracking device kind of deal.
Ooh, Woodpecker will love that.
So, I am putting out into the world that I want to see him. That usually is how I get him to show up.
Cool. You have to say his name.
I pace, yeah, like
Oh, duck.
yeah,
duck's good.
eagle, ostrich, falcon. Like,
It's not responding.
Oh, try wren. It's a cool bird.
I was just gonna say.
You're gonna say wren?
Yeah.
Ren,
Wren.
Monsieur Ren.
We said parrot last time, right?
We did say
What day
parrot.
was it?
Well, we're gonna do like the usual thing. Like if after 5 minutes he doesn't show up,
Doesn't.
I think we made him mad. Honestly, the bird bit was hilarious.
I think it's great. I don't remember his real name, to be honest. Now I'm just trying to come up with birds.
Alright, so I guess we'll let him. Did he have a room? Did he kind of intone like what are you be saying?
He said he was staying here. He did not say what room.
Okay. Well, let's not belabor the point, I suppose.
Yeah.
We can just try knocking on doors until.
Maybe the host will know, but
Anyways,
yeah.
what is your plan for this morning?
I don't know if you guys could point me in the way of the doctor. If not, I'll just have to go look for him.
He's going to the thing today.
What's it?
The thing with the list of the stuff.
Oh,
I
probably.
don't know if he's going to witch powder, but witch powder does sound interesting, so I guess we can start there.
Can we read through these and like make an insight check for which one this creep would go to?
I want
That's
to try
fair.
to figure out, like, based on what people I've already seen him go to, what he would go to.
I will let one of you give me an insight check with advantage because the rest are helping.
Who wants to do it? I will say I'm pretty good at
Just
this.
You're
reading
pretty
the list of presentations for the day and trying to gauge
Yeah.
which ones
one-
he's curious in.
Yes. Okay.
I imagine it'd be you
You
two.
want me to do
I
it?
think that's.
It's up to you. Right? It's pretty good advantage. Okay. That is 27.
DC was 25 on that one.
Nice.
Thank God the 4 on this dice right here.
It's definitely not you. It's definitely the guy in your head.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
So there's a couple that you think.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ryan, can I say that I'm like, it's for sure, and I'm about to say the wrong thing, and then in the back of my head, I have a.
Oh yeah, you're hearing the list be read off behind your ear.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, he's going to the discovery one.
And
the
it was-
physician. Conjuration. You're just not even the name.
What's very funny is you see him start to name them off. You know he does not have a very good memory, but he is absolutely like, going through like witch powder and a crochet bay. But he's like looking around like he's hearing it as opposed to reading it as he's going through. Let's see, there's Arcanics, that's pretty cool, but I don't know if he'd like that, and waiting for the answer to show up.
So it's not that you have one, it's you've narrowed it down to a couple of them that he's most likely to attend.
Any of them in the same time block?
Yeah, we can get rid
There's
of them.
Necrosian Bane,
Yeah.
which is listed as a...
Necromancy.
It is a necromancy, but in the description it would be a poison that stops resurrection.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's gotta mean something, yeah.
Arcanics, which is the science of magic.
Yeah.
Nerve weaving,
Yep.
which is the ability to still control severed limbs. Enchantment psychosis, which is what happens when someone has been enchanted too many times.
Oh, wow.
The horseless carriage, which is a carriage requiring no beast of burden to pull it.
That's awesome.
Wild.
Those are the ones that you think there's a chance of us seeing them here.
Those are quite a bit different in terms of time
Yeah.
slots. So
It'd be safe to kind of just
technically, we could go to all, you could just go to each one until you find him, starting from the first one, and then once you find him, you could be like, okay, now it's time to go, and then we go. You know?
I just thought of this now, but like, we could also just sending him.
Yeah, but that's at third levels, but
Okay.
But it would,
The Necrosian Bane.
yeah. I mean, if you want to like talk to him.
No, but is it for the mission? Maybe.
Oh. Right. So we can.
Yep.
go-
So
yeah. So Necrosian Bane, I guess you want to go to that first. Yeah.
you make your way to the Necrosian Bane.
Are we going together or?
That's a good question.
if
Are you
you
all
want-
going at the same time, or?
'Cause I thought you. I don't know. I thought in my head you guys were doing magic stuff to go. Find
Yeah,
ways.
kind of wanna. Is that any good?
Yeah, the three of
Yeah, yeah.
us doing magic stuff.
But I don't want you going alone.
Too bad.
Right. What?
Can you go? Can you go help?
Why can't Koski go with you?
I can go.
All right.
Do you want more eggs? I can get you more eggs.
No.
Okay.
So,
A very quiet walk to the Necrosian Bane.
yes,
I have high
Koski
insight
and
sense.
Kaitena just... Do you two even make eye contact as you two are walking there?
I do not.
Koski will walk behind Kaitena.
Oh no.
Alright. Now, I do want to ask, is...
Koski's walking in what they call the friend zone.
Directly behind them?
So I do want to ask, is there any kind of signal that our magic fighter crew is waiting for before doing any magic, or...
When they're out of eye shot? I know Koski's been able to sense magic, but like... So we're gonna actively defy our mom horse.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We didn't have to say that because I can do this. I don't need to like be out loud with this, but that's fine.
I love the visions thing.
First, I'm gonna go buy some incense. Okay, cool.
There's a gift shop.
I don't know if they have enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and go get incense and just like a whole bunch of other stuff. Incense. Where's the other stuff? Incense.
And a sacrificial offering
And an
appropriate
offering.
to your religion.
Right.
What would
Blood
that
doesn't
be?
work, right? Blood doesn't work as my sword, so I don't know. Anyways, yeah, I'll go find another sword, semi-expensive one at that. Probably going to be the offering. A similar long sword, one that's would be the same if there was a blade to mine, which there is not. Semi-ornate, probably at least 10, 15 gold worth. And then the rest will be incense.
So a longsword is about 15 gold. If you want it to be kind of ornate, we're looking at probably about 20.
20 is fine, yeah. So then the rest of the 5 gold will be of incense and the various other properties that I need for the spell. And then and then I will cast divination on self spell. The question that I ask, the specific goal that my single question is concerning is finding the hideout of the doctor. There was a slight, last time I used it, you were like, you wanted more of an event. So I can kind
do
of
a goal, event, or activity.
Yeah, so the goal was my goal. And I think last time you were like, you can't make it an event that you would then be a part of because that's not. So
before you were asking for just what is the most evil.
True, it was very broad. It was incredibly broad. This is a specific place.
Specific enough to where I can kind of work with you.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be like, I think it even says, it doesn't have to be...
It can be like a vague phrase.
You just have to be, you have to be truthful, but it could be cryptic, be like an omen or something like that.
So, you cast the spell.
Yes.
The sword that you bought oxidizes completely and just kind of blows away in the slightest of breeze.
Sorry, you were downwind, okay?
It turned to glitter.
It's never coming off. Your goal is to find where the doctor is staying.
I said secret hideout.
Secret
hideout. But, I mean, it's whatever, yeah. Either way, I guess.
Let's see.
I would love a cryptic rhyme. That's one of the options from the DM. Be pretty sick. Mark off that spell slot real quick.
Yo, here's the deal. Just we're trying to find out. You're gonna seek the doctor, gotta find his hideout.
Okay.
I wish my patron was the Beastie Boys.
Yeah, true. Next character for sure.
I'm still gonna do my BTS stand Warlock one day.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright.
Army.
Oh, we would totally be Legion.
Yeah, true.
Wait, hang on.
I can't tell if he's trying to find a rhyme or...
Where flesh turns to stone, there you shall find the Weaver of Bone.
Great. That's perfect. Chills. Amazing.
Where sinew turns to cloth. There you shall doff that of your own.
Okay. Harsh rhymes. Like it. Okay. Got it. So we want to find
Medusa.
Yep.
Where stone turns to bone?
Where flesh turns
Flesh
to
turns to stone. Flesh turns to stone.
That's where we'll find the Weaver of Bone.
Yeah. So flesh turns to stone. Where does flesh turn to stone?
And where flesh turns to cloth. A brothel.
No, that can't be it.
What was that other bit of it?
Which one? Which part?
Where skin turns to cloth. There was another.
No.
Sinew to cloth.
Yeah.
Sinew to cloth.
That's where we find what we doth. So something that we would want and wear. Put on.
Maybe it's saying that he's where the nerve weaving.
Would you guys like time to think on that? And we'll jump to our other
those
group.
two.
All right. So,
We'll brainstorm.
Kayatena followed about 5 steps behind by Koski. You two make your way to the Necrosian Bane presentation. There's mostly folk of military dress here, but you also are seeing a couple folks in suits, the kind that have been representative of people who are presenters possibly later in the day. The crowd is not as large as the largest presentation you've seen, but it is also not as small as, say, your Monstrous Beasts of Burden was. You're looking similar to the Black Air in size of how many people are attending, about 75, including yourselves. I would like each of you to give me a perception check to see if you can find the doctor.
Maybe. Not great.
17.
19?
17 and 19. Koski, you and Kaitana both pretty sure that he's not actually here. However, you do see a small girl sitting in the back row, dressed in a nice white feather dress with a very small and almost cartoonish swan-looking mask, just covering the upper part of her face, and two black pigtails going down her back. Feet not even touching the ground, just swinging in the air in front of her chair.
Is there any seats next to her?
There's one.
I go to sit down.
Hello, sister.
Hi, Mirabelle. What brings you to the Necrosian Bane?
Father couldn't make it, but he wanted notes.
I know it might not be the case, but you do look rather young to be out and about by yourself. Do you know where he is?
Oh yes, Drac needed a checkup.
Oh, at home?
Yes.
Where are you guys staying?
Why do you... Has Father not told you?
No, we were sharing information, having a really nice conversation yesterday when things got cut short.
What were you, talking about?
Just the future of his work and what he envisions to accomplish with everything that he's dreaming of doing. And
Your
honestly,
husband?
Excuse me?
I'm just finishing your sentence. And your husband.
What do you know about that?
Sometimes he asks me to send his letters for him.
You're rather nosy for a child, but I guess you aren't really a child.
She's gonna look at you and you see her red eyes.
I want to insight her. What is she getting at? What is her goal here?
Yeah, give me an insight check.
I know her goal.
Pansexual dice go. No. That's an 11.
very hard to read her. Ah, yes.
Well, it seems you already know more than you really need to know, but yes, he did come up, and there was more things I wanted to talk about with Father, but he left with Hero before I could. We agreed to meet tomorrow, but I've had some interest in attending the presentations with him.
He does plan to be at Arconics later. I'm sure you'll meet him there. But for now, and you see a presenter walk on stage, it appears that the presentation's about to start. You see her pull out a notebook, the quill, and just dig it into her thumb. Start to write.
That's pretty.
Be quiet for now. Let the presentation play out.
The presentation is dark, at least as far as the subject goes.
What was the subject matter for Necrosion Bane?
A poison that prevents resurrection.
Oh yeah.
It talks about the application in a purely warfare state.
Is it mass producible?
They do not go into the ingredient list, but they do state that it is easier to produce than some of the more lethal toxins known to mankind.
Do they talk about how they like to implement, like the administering it? Is there any airborne?
It is through injury.
Through injury only, so it has to be coded to a weapon.
However, there is a talk of, with funding, they could possibly turn it into an airborne variant.
That would be very powerful. Stopping all the necromancers.
It's not bringing a corpse to life. It's bringing someone back from the dead.
So it's
resurrection,
revivify.
yeah.
Stops revivify, stops raise dead. And the poison can remain in a system for roughly 10 days, but they're sure with more funding, they would also be able to make variants of various lengths. The questioning for that one goes on probably until about almost 45 minutes after it's scheduled to end.
Yeah, true. I have so many questions. How? Isn't it just pulling the soul back?
It's doing something. Remind me, what are both of your passive perceptions?
20.
13.
Cool. Don't worry about it.
Hence the
Oh, 20! Okay.
someone was stealing some.
Probably.
So,
As the presentation finishes, I'll ask Maribel if, are you attending any other presentations today?
I'm supposed to meet Father at Arconics in 15 minutes.
I'll walk with you.
Sure. She'll get up and just hold her hand out. She'll hold her other hand out to Koski.
I'll take her other hand.
She just kind of swings.
Yeah, I was gonna say Koski's gonna. Would you like to swing?
Of course.
This is cute and awful at the same
That
time.
will be my sister.
I hate
We're
this.
adopting that one.
Gonna jump back over to the other group real quick. Have you figured out the answer to your riddle?
Could we have looked at like a map of the city? Because it might be like a metaphorical place
Yeah.
where someone gets someone to bone. Or where's the nerve weaving?
Nerve weaving is going to be held at the antiquary display, a museum.
Oh,
Would it have like
Museum when flesh turns to bone, like maybe it's referring to fossilization, when
or
cloth.
even just not mannequins, but like statues. It might be literally just be statues where it's like flesh to.
Oh, historically.
Taxidermy would also be.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that might be it's referring to
I'm
that.
also thinking of a morgue.
There could be a morgue as well, or yeah, I mean it could be any of those things. So we could just check all over the city for those things,
Yeah, like
and then we can just find those things and see what we find.
is there like a Medusa themed like restaurant, like a
There's
Jimmy
not.
Buffett? Okay.
That would be pretty funny if there was a.
It would be called Margarita.
So, what kind of locations would you guys like to head towards, at least? So we have an idea of where you guys are going, or are you all just sitting at the end, just like, where on the map can
And also,
we
by the
possibly
way, I
go?
just want to be clear, it wouldn't be called Margarita, it would be called the Hard Rock Cafe. is what
Hard Rock Cafes, right?
I just want
Fantasy
to make
Hard
that
Rock?
clear. Just to be clear about that, I think it's important for
pretty
the
good.
table to.
You want to punctuate that?
Yeah, the
It should be-
Yeah.
Should be canon. You guys waste 5 hours at the Hard Rock.
No, please.
So many trash fees.
We can run around in the city to those locations that it can be. If there's a morgue, there's probably only one or two. That's pretty easy to be like, okay, this is a facility that you probably won't have a place at. We could make a check probably.
Where is the nerve weaving one?
The nerve weaving one is at the museum. I think that's
Oh, but
probably
when?
the best.
Yes.
Oh, it's at
Nerve leaving's at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. And what time is it now?
It is
Almost
now
11.
almost 11.
Okay, so maybe we can hit that kind of last as we kind of explore around for other morgues and other.
Okay. So you guys are going to a
Necromancy-themed
couple of morgues.
restaurants.
I would like all three of you to each give me your own individual investigation check.
I could probably help someone. No?
Individuals.
Are you sure? Because I
They
don't.
wouldn't be together.
This is just
If you guys are smart or not.
Well, I'm
Dirty
not.
20.
what's the D4 for, Noel?
Oh, I thought you were giving me.
All right. So Horace,
Dirty 20.
dirty 20.
No, you don't have to look at me.
Natural 20.
No, it's like 11.
What's the total?
21.
Okay. You guys do find a total of 3 morgues throughout the city.
More than I thought.
One of them is defunct, just shut down years ago, but nothing has filled up the space. And you guys spend, how long would you spend?
At each one.
I mean, I'm okay with 10 minutes for detect magic, so we could just ritual cast it on each one. You know what I mean? Like,
And keeping an eye out for any traces of maybe someone keeping a watch or
yeah.
trails
One
of
thing
blood
that-
leading to back alleys.
You would probably remember, Horace definitely would remember. Detect magic doesn't sense these guys. They're science, not magic.
Oh yeah, and I was more looking for like traps, but I guess he would do magical traps. Oh, so instead, I'll do find traps.
Okay.
I've heard that as well. Because if I find traps, then obviously that's going to be a place, you know.
The most you have found is boards that the building's not completely up to code.
Okay. So when I went to find traps, I found that they need to be inspected. This needs to be
Decided.
regulated. This for sure.
This place needs to be demolished.
Yeah. Okay.
Capitalism is a trap.
I burn it. No, I'm just kidding.
At the second one, you have some trouble getting in, as it is at the constabulary.
Okay, it's not going to be this one. It's fine. And no, spend no time here except for.
And then the last one is actually at a religious site. It is at the entrance to the mortal crypt, the catacombs.
Oh, the thing we
Fate
never went to.
Weaver.
Right. That's probably going to be.
Hang
Is that a
on.
crypt or more? Yay.
Wait. And remember that job that we had earlier where the people who were working here were going missing and there were just things that they couldn't get a handle on.
Yeah.
They're not doing necromancy or working with the dead. It's science. The antithesis of magic, apparently. Sorry, this was in game. Rennie's just excited.
Rennie's above. Rennie, please.
Did you say?
Right. Magic. Okay.
Wow, so when it was a cryptic rhyme, it was a cryptic rhyme. Oh my
From Ryan being cryptic.
I can't believe this, Ryan. That's amazing.
We did that in character. That was in character.
Yeah, that was in character. I know Ryan is. Yeah, we go there.
Yeah.
Right, for sure, right?
Is the guy...
So, just going inside. Okay.
Yeah, we can preface it like, hey, is the job that you guys had still up?
We accepted it, so yeah.
Did we?
Uh-huh.
That job was more whoever finishes it first.
Exactly,
Yeah.
it's accepted. We accepted because we did.
This whole city has accepted.
Yeah.
So you go in.
So?
The Fate Weaver.
Fate.
Weaving fates.
They greet you, and another group did actually complete the job. It was some creature called a Devourer,
I don't know what that means.
some sort of undead fiend.
Crazy.
Sounds hungry.
And you haven't noticed any other odd coming and going besides that?
And there was you all who kind of walked up from there at one point.
Oh, I thought we were being sneaky.
What was the group that did it?
Oh,
Steal their money.
No, I was thinking.
What if it was like a tiefling, an
A
orc,
tiefling, a Lugosi, a dragonborn,
a small girl and yeah, you mean
tall elf.
let's say
They cleared it as their space.
yeah.
Happy.
he said that they were the new crossroads.
How about what did they look like? Give me any.
You got something, Droid?
Sure.
That was a Nathaniel Cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm asking.
Oh.
What do they look like? Yeah, can you?
Actually, and then maybe I'll start sketching up what Nathaniel Cross looks like vaguely.
Draws a rough image. It's about 6 people. One of them is dressed vaguely like Nathaniel Cross. It's not a great artist.
Sure.
It's like outfit sketches. Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
Like
Okay.
stick figure outfit sketches.
Right.
Has anyone else been coming and going?
It's just dead. You know, but that whole black air business
I'm sure.
had a few to put in.
Yeah.
Can I make an insight check on this guy?
Sure.
See if it's not true. Guidance. 22.
22.
Sorry. There's a card here that says Cryptic Gateway, and we should be like crazy because it's kind of random.
It's a sign.
I didn't, honestly, just stay in my ear, Ryan. Just stay in my ear. We give them give some not for
What could we possibly announce? You mean how the Tome of Traveler is now backed on Kickstarter? And beyond backed, we're pretty close to our next goal, which is if I just hit the link that is on in chat somewhere.
It's also like my screenshots. The next stretch goal is the new class, Anomaly, at 10,000.
That's fantastic.
We are almost there.
We never got a chance to playtest that. Which means you can make that a reality for us. You have to. How much more do they need to spend money on us?
About 150 to get there.
And it was $1 million to get Ryan to read to you.
Yeah, and Ben.
And I can't do that
One
alone.
person specifically, right? Everyone who backs gets a. Okay. Oh, we're back in game. We're back in game.
Everyone who backs gets what?
Everyone who backs us to $1 million gets a personal bedtime reading of Goodnight Moon,
You know, I'll agree to it.
and you have to tuck them in and give them a little kiss on the forehead,
Let's go.
and kiss their dad on the lips.
This is canon. This is canon.
I rolled a natural 20 on my saving throw. Sorry on that one.
Well, okay, the dead on the lips thing, fine. It's forehead's fine.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
All right.
Wait. Because now it's stream. If someone gives us $1 million,
Yeah, fine. That's great.
Somebody
and
doesn't know.
expects this.
Great. Then he
Yeah,
gets it.
he agreed to it.
What?
Not only one person, everyone that donates to get us to $1 million.
Let's
That
go.
means everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, some
No.
people are
agreed to it.
out of the country.
Yeah, hold,
Great.
hold,
That's a Ryan
hold,
problem.
Hold. I will agree to go to the person who gets us to $1 million.
With the most money or
It's
The one whose donation.
All right,
figure it out by the
back to the game.
Fingers
So-
crossed.
And with that, we go to.
What would you guys like to do?
Hey, have you heard of this neat little rhyme? And I recite the poem as if I were a Beastie Boy.
I don't think that's.
No,
Does that mean anything to you?
not really.
Alright.
Now is when I waste a 3rd level spell.
Rennie walks away.
And it's not a waste. I will use sending on this person who's right in front of me. They don't have to talk. It's in their head. In their head, they hear. I'm not. They hear. It's like 25 words. I need the truth now. In my head. You have 25 words. How many do I have left?
You have 5 more after this.
Okay. Use them carefully. Your life depends on it. That's it.
And then you smile.
Mm-hmm.
So you didn't ask what he
No, I'm out loud during that insight check saying things like, so you don't know anything at all, any of this stuff? We're looking for a specific type of place. I mean, you don't know anything at all. You're everything okay? And then in his head, while I'm saying that kind of stuff, he's hearing me. And I think you can see once Cross is mentioned, Dante, he probably notices it too. Dante's visibly, like, he's not smiling. He's not having fun anymore in this moment. He's getting a little serious, and he's like anything that you know probably would be helpful. Like, as you're walking away, he's usually noticing Dante's not. So anything that you know would be helpful about what's going on here, if anyone might be staying here, anything like that.
I'll walk back.
you hear in your head. Right, before I do this, in your message, did you call out Cross or?
Did I say Cross?
I don't think you
specifically?
said Cross.
Okay, sorry. Cross.
You still had like 7 words left.
Oh, great. So yeah, then I called out Cross specifically. Yeah.
He's not here.
Okay.
Some of his crew are. They said, make you go away, or my son gets it. Please go. For Billy's sake, please.
Well, if you can think of anything at all, let me know. You know, we're looking for some weird stuff. You know, weird stuff in the city. So
Lots of weird things.
mostly monsters. If there's like any monsters you notice or anything weird stuff like scratches or anything like that, just trust me.
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No
Have a good
problem.
day.
I don't know. I'll walk away. You see the Dante's expression is not the same, but it's all right.
Nope.
I don't think that's there. I don't think it was what we were looking for.
So much for that one.
Yeah.
Dante, new crossroads.
Yeah, probably.
We have to let the others know.
We will.
Okay, then. But Rennie he'll sense the shift in mood and maybe not bring that up until we're like far enough away. But we're gonna. What was the other? It would be the whole. It would be the museum,
it's
right?
the museum,
There wasn't
Museum's the other spot.
All right. So, gonna jump back over to our other group. You've been swinging Mirabelle.
Or no, Koski's put her on his shoulders and he's letting her steer him.
Nice.
This once.
I would want to ask him questions before we got there.
Okay.
So, how long have you been traveling with the doctor? Or I guess, when did he save you?
Oh, it's been a while. Give me a rolling insight check just for this whole conversation.
Ready, pick a dice.
Koski, you can do this too if you want.
No.
Okay.
The pansexual, got it.
Koski right now is just trying to befriend her.
Got a 24.
24.
The gay is strong.
We always are.
So, it is painfully obvious to you that she is being as elusive as possible.
We're talking older than me, long time.
Well, how old are you?
Just, a little over 300 years.
And how old are you after the doctor?
Like 2.
$100?
No, like 2 years.
Oh. Then yes, I'm much older than you.
I meant like my alive years.
I've been around the block.
And
Well, that term dates at least.
Yeah.
Now we know
At least 2
200.
decades. And why are you still around?
I want to be.
Is there perks to the job?
All you can eat.
Oh, that's a good answer.
Solid answer.
So are you just a kid on the outside?
Koski, you'll definitely feel she's got a hell of a grip. Like, even though you're letting her steer you, you have a feeling she could steer you whether you wanted her to or not.
Aw.
This conversation's going nowhere.
So, why didn't you stay with father?
To be frank, I guess you could say he abandoned me. But that could have to do with whatever agreement him and my husband had, but I don't know. To be honest, I don't feel like I can trust anything he said to me in the last 2 years.
And are you looking to get your new man here just like you?
Huh? What?
Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I'm in the friend zone.
Clearly she doesn't see it that
I
way.
am as his marquee called just a friend.
He has a fiance. I am married. That's about as just as friend you can get.
I've heard of people make things work.
I love her so much.
Fair. I've had those conversations before, but anyways, it's not appropriate in this relationship. I forgot what we were talking about.
Yeah,
You were talking about how your father abandoned you.
Oh yeah. I didn't have any choice in that. I was lied to a lot. Was put under. Survived certain death, and then he was gone.
So you're one of the ones that he put under for the operation.
Thankfully.
Lucky you.
I'm sorry?
I'm one of the earlier ones.
I ever noticed like a big scar on her anywhere?
Not that you can see. She usually is pretty well covered up.
Fair.
Some of the others, when you were all in the same room, you did notice a similar scar to the one that you have. So, when are you two gonna kiss and make up?
I think we're doing...
Ah, Fräulein, there you are.
You ever thought you'd be happy to see that? Oh wait, okay. Oh my god.
Before you start with that, Cassie's gonna let Maribel drop the notes off. Would you like to have fun, Maribel?
In what way?
Would you like to steer me straight into people? Like a wrecking ball?
Maybe later.
Okay, you let me know.
And she goes over to the doctor and takes his hand.
From my head, or am I putting her down first?
She will climb down.
Okay. Never going to get used to that.
Good morning, Fräulein.
Good morning, Father.
Kosciuszko.
Yes, you're the first person here to say it correctly.
Wait. Well, I am a bit traveled.
Good to hear.
Sorry for the sudden ending of our conversation yesterday.
I apologize if I hit a, how do you say, sore spot.
Yeah, that you could call it that.
It was not my intention. I did believe that your husband had told you of our acquaintance.
You know, this is not the conversation I was hoping to have so early in the morning, first thing I see
Of
you.
course.
But Mirabelle did ask an interesting question on the way here. Why did you leave after the operation? There was what it seems to be I'm the odd one out of the group.
Perhaps we find our seats and we talk.
Okay.
And that's where we're going to take our break. We'll be back in a couple of minutes, everyone. Stay tuned. And welcome back, everyone. Before we get back into the game, we do have a couple of break shoutouts. Thank you to Forger343, Lupin the Mailman, White Rose, Tron, Zombies, Valcred, and Sad Boy Robo. Thank you, everyone. Now, I believe we were having Koski and Kayatena join Dr. Von Eichenstein and Mirabelle at the Arconics presentation.
Definitely want to talk a little bit lower about my marriage and all these things. But at the moment, the last question was about me waking up and the doctor skedaddling, which is not what he did with everyone else.
Yes, this was a deal that your husband and I worked out. Your look says that you did not know about this.
My understanding, what I was told essentially was that You were some random doctor working on an experimental treatment, and it was necessary to put me under, and then you were gone. There was little to no other details of your work, your existence, and the fact that you would still be involved post-surgery.
Well, it seems that your husband... There is no more elegant way that I can say this to you, Fräulein. Your husband seems to have lied to you.
That is the conclusion I have come to, that I now understand, and although it might not change much, I hopefully in the next few minutes before this presentation starts want to understand to the extent of how much he has lied.
Yes, I do hope that you at least heard my words of wisdom that I imparted to you as you were slipping in and out of consciousness after the operation.
Yes. Those came to me much after. I do remember.
Well, it is a saying that I have all of my children live by. It is a way for you to now embrace what you are. And it is the model that my presentation is built off of.
Why do you do what you do?
No one truly wants to die, myself included. However, I do not seem to have the capability of a sorcerer, nor the patron of a warlock, and wizardry is... so gosh. I prefer to find more scientific methods.
But is it for notoriety, for the fame, for just the fascination, to serve your own curiosity? Is it to help people?
What I do this for is for a personal reason. I do not wish to die. And I do wish that there are people who were close to me that I could have saved. However, my hypotheses and treatment plan, my procedure, was not yet at a state where I felt comfortable testing it on my own kin.
Have all your current subjects been... do they consent to this treatment? As for the people that...
They
could?
or a loved one do.
We still haven't
It
answered.
is either that or they would die without it.
So, this strange family that you have of people that you've saved, and everyone is together, and you've helped them figure out how to sustain themselves. Why? What was the deal that I got to stay with my family?
I owed your husband a favor.
For what exactly?
I do truly feel that this might be a conversation for you to have with him.
Yeah, but tell me honestly, is he going to tell me the reason? Because I'd rather hear it from you than not hear it at all.
Give me a persuasion check.
Is he making an insight check against the husband though? That would be really fun.
Natural 20 for 30.
So
Wait, hold on.
no, persuasion.
Wrong stat.
You have a minus to this.
I do. 19. Natural 20.
Natural 20 then. Natural 20 then.
I was like, wait, wrong stat, not perception. Different P.
Secrets.
Honestly,
This was a contested roll. I rolled a 17 plus 1.
Wait.
Just there.
Okay. Beat it up.
I just
Essiano is a calculating man who wishes nothing more than to provide. I believe that with the right persuasion, he would tell you all. However, without the right persuasions, he might simply tell you what he thinks you might want to hear.
At least tell me what the favor is. If there is something that the person that I've been married to for almost 2 centuries has done that is unforgivable, I want to know.
He says something under his breath. He's gonna look over at Koski. Is Koski paying any attention?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what's Maribel doing?
She's eating this up.
She loves this, yeah.
I'm sure she does.
Oh my god, that's what she eats.
Mirabelle is staring at the back of a gentleman's head about 3 rows ahead.
Alright, so then yeah, Koski would be paying attention to this conversation. Not like staring, but
You're listening.
yeah.
Ear perks up.
Estiano and I know each other from our formal education. And it was Estiano that I have to thank for helping me solve an equation that was a large factor in the Paris-Virgin procedure.
Oh girl, hell no.
Cayetano looks physically sick. So for over 300 years, you've both been friends. For the last 2 years, you guys have been talking about what is going on with me, and I was none the wiser the entire time. This doesn't make sense. Someone that I've known for most of my life to just betray me and lie, and I just thought it was just a few things, and every single time I talk to you or get around you, it's just there's just so much more, and I just don't know what to.
He's gonna take your hand in his palm, put his other hand on top of your hand, and just, I'm so sorry, my dear. Pat the top of your hand. Just. I truly thought that you were aware.
She's not.
Perhaps you should, after this presentation, go to one of the sending booths and have a conversation with your husband.
Before that, she was just not looking at him, just 1,000-yard stare, but like at the mention of talking to him, she'll just kind of
take the time of this presentation to gather your thoughts.
She'll just continue to nod and slowly just start to walk off. As long as no one stops her, she just starts walking in no specific direction.
Koski will follow, not too closely behind.
It's as you're following that you start to hear the music behind you of the presentation beginning. You glance behind you as this seems like one of the more grandiose presentations, and you see a whole hallucinatory terrain kind of envelop the stage.
Oh, that's cool.
Which one was this?
Arconics, the science of magic.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be like one of those, you go to the auditorium space and then the whole darkness up top and you see stars and you see all the,
Yeah, it was going to be exactly like
planetarium
that.
stuff, yeah.
You see a Matt just just rushing in
absolutely.
to make sure he gets in.
Yes. Arcanics? You better believe it.
So,
Canon.
above the table, Kaiten is useless for the rest of this. Like, anything we need to accomplish here, someone else, anybody else.
Well, you're gonna go have a conversation. I thought isn't that where you're going? You're not gonna have the conversation.
Yeah, that's where I'm headed to next.
All right, so you move up, so you're out of the friend zone. I mean, so you're closer, and then you go to the thing, and then we're good, right? So, you know how that works?
There's a safer zone of truth. Is there no safer zone of friendship?
And now we all feel inside.
Koski will just follow at a safe distance and give space.
At a very platonic distance.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
What's a platonic?
All right.
At
least 5.
Yeah, it'd be at least 45 minutes to maybe an hour of just like, I don't know. If you've ever gone on like a long walk, especially like in the middle of the night, even though it's not the middle of the night, with like no purpose and you're just thinking about the world and thinking about life, that's what she's on right now.
Well, were you guys going straight to the museum, or were you waiting for the nerve weaving?
Presentation. Along the way, I don't think we would have thought to.
I thought we wanted to get
To
them
intercept.
before the nerve meeting because we don't want the presentation to be like going on while we're looking into the place. So yeah.
When you were talking about divination, were you talking about talking to the person you talked to? Because I thought you were going to try to do a vision.
The sword is the vision
Okay.
Provided.
It just the last time they gave me a physical vision. This time it was just a cryptic message. It was still from the sword as far as Dante's aware.
What you would have seen is it wasn't just talking to you.
Oh, okay,
You
it was-
saw the sheriff pacing in front of you, just talking to you.
Great. I don't think I count that as a vision. I'm still good. Oh, stinker. So we probably head straight there unless there's like something else.
We do that bit again where there's a disturbance in the force. The force
yeah,
being
that's true. Yeah, right.
the parental ideal of love and what that means.
Just imagine that conversation happening, intercut with us just going, oh my god, Jesus.
Are you okay? What was that?
Sorry.
That happened last night too.
She's met. No, I can't even say it. She's
It's
met.
like why is that so weird?
And then we get there.
She's not met.
And then we
It doesn't
arrive.
seem true anymore.
God, an end to an era.
What's the museum called?
The antiquary display.
Oh, I see.
Antiquary display, yeah.
Neat.
Cool.
So,
Do you want to have the tech magic up or should I?
I'll have it up.
Alright, cool. Then as we enter, I will do the find object.
are you casting it before or after entering?
You probably want to do it before.
Yeah.
All right.
I can save mine.
There's a lot of magical stuff inside of the museum here.
Sure.
There's There are sections of the museum that are cornered off for the use of the Tudor Salon. Wings, entire wings that are shut down.
Sure.
Those are probably off limits to us as well. Then we probably won't want to do that.
If it's off limits to us, the doctor's probably not going to have easy access to them either.
The antiquated display is kind of underground. It's almost like a Louvre-style pyramid where just the tip is above the surface.
Just a tip, yeah. Gotcha.
All
Right
12.
above ground. Huh? Above ground.
So, there's multiple entrances where you enter the museum proper, and it's very posh, very shiny, very new. Everything seems to be very well secured. Detect magic lasts, what, 10 minutes? It would take you that long to search an entire wing.
I see.
What are our choices of wing?
Are there any wings that are like more that the rhyme could be referring to?
Yeah.
Flesh
wings of
related.
statues, wings of
Like fossils or like is there like a living body museum where there's like
wax.
Give me an investigation check.
I'm helping.
Guidance. I haven't cast my other spell yet.
I'm helping.
Was guidance any good? Okay, good.
23.
Noise.
23. There are two wings that seem like they could be of some use, or at least fit the bill. There's one on discoveries from the Gale Wildlands, a continent that's largely unexplored far to the south. And there's another that is Bodies Through Time.
Probably that one. Probably the bodies of time.
Yeah.
To give you a description of each of them.
Okay.
Discoveries from the Gale Wildlands is things from civilizations that have been lost down there, be it artifacts recovered, statues, just cultural things, as well as monsters that have only been found there and been brought back and taxidermied, and things of that like.
Okay, well, that does sound pretty good.
The Bodies Through Time is how different cultures globally have dealt with death and preserving or honoring remains.
Now that does seem more on theme, is the thing for the doctor. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of his thing.
And he definitely maintains to an aesthetic.
Yeah, for sure. So
We
can do both.
While we're walking around, I guess we should be keeping an eye out for any signs of our aunts and uncles.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna. Hey, DM.
Hello.
So find object, right? So look, with like an arm of a person, because that's not like a
still
person.
part of the creature.
Just checking. So the clothes or any discernible things on like Hero. Did he have a ring on? Did he have? Like certain pants that you know that guy wears those pants every day. You know what I mean? Like he wore those same pants last time we saw him, so he's got to be still wearing those pants. You know what I mean? Did he have like a nice jaunty hat on? You know what I mean? Like one that you're like that's his hat. It's part of the outfit. Hell, if it's not Hero, I'll take any of them. You know? Did Obo like have an earring or something that I can?
There is only one person who I would say you've interacted with enough that you've seen wear something on multiple occasions.
Okay.
A petish.
Brother Parrish seems to change their wardrobe.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but they have a.
Vlad has an ascot.
That's true. It's Vlad.
Haven't we seen his mask? He was outside.
Oh yeah, I can search
Brother
masks.
Parrish or Vlad?
All of them.
Everyone's
them,
masked.
right?
You would have seen their masks. Yes, that's true.
That's
Thank you.
That's great. What a great thought.
We need everyone's mask.
I just had a great thought. It's crazy. You can't.
No. It's the deputy.
Yeah, that's the deputy again.
It's never your idea.
It's never my idea. Why is the deputy saying this in my ear? Why am I repeating it? So, yeah, I will look for whose mask? Hero's mask. We want to find Hero. Did we care?
Hero's cool.
Who do we want to find?
Oh, Vlad's grounded, so he probably would be with.
Do you think? Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I'll look for Vlad's mask because even if he would have put it down as he entered, so at least if it's here, then we'll know.
Unless his masks are trophies, because he's a creep.
Interesting.
Sure.
Drac will also probably always be in the hideout.
That's true as well.
Did every single, because I know it's legal not to, but did every single one of them definitely have a mask?
When they were in the brewery, they were not wearing masks.
Right.
So we don't know for
Well,
sure.
because Drac never leaves, so he's the one who's the least likely to even have a mask because he's just never going to leave. So we would have never seen his mask.
wait. Oh, yeah, so it's only a few of them that you
Yeah.
would have even
So I saw Parrish's mask,
Hero.
Yara.
No, you wouldn't seen Yara.
Yara was
Yara?
never
We
out.
haven't seen Yara in public.
Oh, you're right.
It would have just been Hero,
And then
Parrish, Maribel, and Vlad.
Yeah, so I'm going to do Vlad's because he's recently out, so I know he had a mask for sure. So I'm gonna search for Vlad's mask. 1,000 feet,
All right.
every direction.
Yeah, that would work. Okay. It is within the museum.
Yeah.
Okay. I go there.
Wait.
Okay.
Imagine having a secret hideout at the Louvre. That's
Yeah, that's pretty
It's,
cool.
it's pretty
Yeah,
meta.
it is pretty cool. It's a Mission Impossible stuff right there. It's kind of cool.
a little,
It's like
it's a little like
It's
weird
very
place.
Da Vinci Code.
I know it's
Yeah.
it's almost a little too supervillain for the type of person that I thought. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Remember that? It's like,
Yeah, he is also like
yeah,
an
he's
actual doctor who probably like usually it seems like he goes to places that are either still active or used to be like
Right.
actual hospitals. Or
right. That's what I mean. So it feels like great. I'm sorry.
So you're following just the straight line as much as you can.
Sure, curving around. You know, it's kind of
Yeah. You do end up in the Bodies Through Time.
great. Okay.
I feel like that was.
Yeah. Makes sense. You still have to take magic up? Mm-hmm. Cool.
Now, is this something we'd want to wait for the rest of the...
No. The whole point is that he's being distracted right now. He probably has someone with him. I don't think it's Vlad, but Parrish might be over there, Maribel. There's a whole bunch of options for people who could be with him.
So you get to a exhibit. It is behind glass. It looks to be a very old morgue, like where they were just, or sorry, not a morgue. It would look like an operating theater.
Operating theater. I've been in one of his operating theaters before, right?
Yes. It reminds you a little bit of it. The one you were in felt a little more up to date.
Yeah. Okay. Knowing is it moving at all?
It is below this exhibit.
This specific one.
Yeah, but it's not moving around. Is what I mean. It's a stationary object. Correct. Okay. So it doesn't matter necessarily if I drop it. I'll know where it is. Like I know where it is. Do we want to do anything like trap finding, detect magic, picking up anything?
Yeah. Is detect magic seeing anything?
Oh, there is at least some abjuration on all of the displays here.
Sure. Yeah.
So we don't mess with it like a security thing?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. And it's actually not able to get through the glass.
Oh. Is it only...
It's thick enough. It's the thick.
I see.
I can derive it's probably the thickness.
You have a feeling it's the thickness of the glass.
Okay.
They made the glass thick enough.
Great. That's fine. As long as the operating thing you can see in there and there's no magic in there, I'm going to cast...
You cannot tell if there is magic in there.
Yeah.
There is glass between
glass
you
is
that's
thick enough.
stopping it.
Past that?
Thick glass.
Well, I assume they don't break it every time they come in, right? Because they have to come in and out of here.
If there's...
Is there a door to the
Yeah, maybe like a conspicuous sconce that you kind of flip.
One of you two can give me a perception check with advantage. You two are the ones that ask.
I will help you.
You gotta ask these questions, man.
Investigation for everyone. Perception just for you two.
I was hoping investigation.
I have a passive perception, to be fair. I don't have to look for it.
That's better. 17 plus perception. 21.
Ooh, with a 21. You're looking at all of it. It's not so much a sconce as you're reading the plaque on the actual display. There's a typo. You're looking more closely at it, and you can see a seam around each letter.
Oh, it's
Almost as if it were like a stamp.
Ah. What was the word they made a typo of? Was it thematic?
Yeah, is it death spelled with an E? Its teeth there? Is it?
Death is actually spelled D-A-E-T-H.
Oh, with the Arial.
Yeah, Dante would never have found that. It's okay. Dante would never, a million years. He's still on the first one. Right? He's reading through each one.
The sheriff should be reading that for you.
Yeah.
I think this is it.
Yeah, I know, but how do we get in?
Can I... those little devices that Birdman gave us, how long does it record for, did he say?
I believe it's about a minute.
I guess I'll just keep it like in a pocket that's accessible to be able to turn on.
Does it look like a slide, or is it just like an indent? Press in.
It's like, so if you were to pull on it, each of these letters is about the length of a matchstick, just iron. Or a brass, I should say.
Okay. I see what it is. Okay.
So we fix it, and it opens. Is it running around? We're in like the middle of the day.
Do we want to...
Give me a perception check.
Did I not ask so I can't make that one, or am I gonna...
All of you can make this.
This is...
Jesus Christ.
15?
15?
18.
A natural 20?
This guy. Holy crap. That dice from earlier, right?
So,
Working.
the parts of the museum that are still open, because it is open, it's the middle of the day. There is extra security around the wings where the salon is happening to keep the public out of those wings. But not only are there a couple of people around, you see one of the patrolling guards. A different flavor of construct than what you've seen outside. These are what look like full suits of very magical looking armor with a red glow inside of them.
That's unsettling.
I wonder if this calls for an even bigger distraction. Not just for us, but for... Well, actually, is right now a time slot where there would be an event happening here?
Not quite yet. The next one to happen would be nerve weaving.
Which is in how long?
At this point, you're probably looking at just under 45 minutes.
We got time.
Okay.
We got plenty of time. Thank you for that.
I think
How many minutes?
45 minutes and 20 seconds.
And how many seconds? Great.
How many seconds now?
Yeah.
No.
So, do you think this nerve weaving one will cause as much of a fuss as the other one we were involved in?
It could.
How subtle can we get, all things considered?
But it depends how much of a distraction it can.
I mean, is this? I don't know if this is enough intel for us to be able to.
Yeah, we gotta get in here. We can't just.
Now?
I mean, yeah, as soon as possible. We don't know how long the doctor's gonna take. We don't actually have communication with. I'm not gonna use that third level spell. To like, we have no clue what. We have no clue how it's going. Yeah, spells.
Third level? That's
as if tiers of. What?
Sure.
So we don't know how long it's gonna be for them. They can be back any minute now. Regardless of how many people are in there now, I think we should go in and just take a look, even just a little bit. If we can find evidence of anything at all, wrongdoing or otherwise, or even something that we can sabotage the show with, of changing anything.
From like our perception around, does it look like? Do we have an opening? Is there like a route that these mechanical guys are walking?
I mean, this is a wonky idea. How big? How? So, if we were to say be outside, and I can pinpoint exactly where I am, how far away from the outside is the shortest distance to inside of the theater?
Inside of the operating theater, or okay. I want to clarify. The operating theater, or where he saw the mask. The mask is below the theater.
The operating theater, because you have to know where you're going with what you're planning on doing. So the operating theater that we can see behind the glass. But although
at the same time, we might have to do something out here to open it, so it's not just an operating theater that is the door.
Also, I'm not
essentially.
sure if you can get through the magic that's like, because if you could teleport through those, people could steal things all the time. It wouldn't be much protection.
Fair.
So it might not be able to, I think we can find an opening, distraction or something. Do the thing that you said with, I don't know what's wrong with that word. It looks great.
Yeah, you just
but I don't know why, I'm not sure. I mean, Daith is a word, I assume. So we can go in after that and then shut it behind us, look for something, find it, leave. What do you think?
Oh, you guys have magical ways to like escape if you need to. If you want, and try to make a fuss somewhere else.
Yeah, that'd be the best case scenario. I can make it pretty.
It's right below the operating, right? Like
Where you see the mask is right below the operating theater.
Yeah, so just like it should be there, or near there. Like that should be like the start of it at the very least. So we should be able to find something. And if not, we teleport out.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we can always get out.
Yeah.
Right. So you're trying to walk out and
No. Distraction somewhere, and then we just open it, walk in, and then we use that teleport to get out of it eventually.
okay. We're gonna come back to that.
Yeah.
So, Koski and Kaita, you guys, you make your way to one of the many sending booths around the city.
It's very much like lots of wandering and walking around and like some part, just in a different part of the city, and then it's just like, there's a phone booth here.
Yep.
If I'll be back. Just gonna make a call.
As soon as Kayatena is going inside of this booth, Koski, are you staying nearby? Are you?
Koski's going to walk to the nearest package store.
Okay.
Going to the package.
For those of you who don't live in New England, it's a liquor store.
Yep.
Uh huh.
I didn't know that's a New England thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too.
Is it really a New England thing?
Yeah, it's a New England thing.
What's it
what
called
they
other
call
places?
Oh, liquor store.
Liquor store.
Oh, okay. That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, every place else is normal.
Yep. We're weird.
Koski is going to purchase 2 bottles of wine and 2 bottles of something heavier than that.
Okay. How nice of something heavier are you looking for?
We're
Just
talking
something heavier is for me.
Okay.
Sospetico. No, something plastic.
Maybe in the box.
Box wine and plastic. Oh no, the wine stuff.
All right. So, Kaitana, the way these booths work is you just say who you want to contact after putting in the payment.
How much is it?
Payment is a gold per casting.
Oh, it's so expensive. It's highway robbery. But I have so much of that. Take a deep breath. Say Estiano, Lorente. And put the gold in, I guess, before that.
So you put in 1 gold piece, you have 25 words.
Ah, it's like that. Okay. So this is so weird.
You can put in more gold pieces for more words. So, like, if you don't want to, this is like if you don't want to worry about it, you could put in, say, like, however many gold pieces ahead of time.
I think 1 gold piece is fine for the starting. Hi, Estiano. It's Cayetano. We need to talk. Are you somewhere where you can have a bit of a longer conversation?
Let's see if I can remember his accent. I think it was British.
It's like his son. He is an O'Connor after all. Dr. O'Connor, remember his name?
Of course, dear. Just need a moment to finish sewing this one back up.
Did I put another gold in to ask him how long that's gonna take? Just wait a few minutes, I guess.
Done.
Okay.
Job's done.
I put in another gold, and it's fun.
It is.
I had a talk with your friend, Dr. Eichenstein. Sounds like you guys have been quite buddy-buddy, and there are some things that I've unfortunately learned.
Except unfortunately.
Put another gold as I'm saying it. I'm at 3 gold.
Can there be
Care to-
several hands?
Care to elaborate? Just like a slot machine.
Yeah.
There are hands that like magically appear.
Care to elaborate? That's it? You have so many more words.
Just every sending machine.
Care to elaborate, that's it.
I'm just gonna say each sending machine has a word counter going.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm just putting in more coins as in, oh, I need 1 more. I would like to buy a word, please.
I have a question for you as the DM.
Yes.
Would your husband have a pet name for you?
Definitely. Do I know that off the top of my head? No.
Pet names for you.
More than 1 word? Yes or no?
Oh, is the pet name more than 1 word?
Yeah.
Probably not. He's pretty simple.
He's going to be referring to you as the pet name for at least this message. I'll let you know when it changes.
Mm-hmm.
That is why I count that as one word in there.
Yeah.
It's probably puppet.
Puppet.
Like Nigel Thornberry vibes from my dad.
It's one of those like, oh, that's weird but endearing.
So pop it.
No. Oh, sorry.
Caliente puppet.
Ew.
Pop it.
Why are you rolling?
Oh. He's taking damage. Sucking damage.
I think he rolled
I
deception.
do know Dr. Atkinson. I met him a little before your procedure and asked him to come.
Oh no. Oh, you have multiple spells. You're good on. Okay. Oh no! He had the time to say it. Sorry.
The goal was to see if he was gonna tell the truth.
One thing I've always appreciated for the 200 years of marriage is you've always been a great father, from till now a good husband, but you've always been a terrible liar.
Oh no!
I think I was just too naive to see it though.
More gold.
Just tell me what bill is at the end.
Gotcha. I'm not gonna keep track of that. You're a platinum.
You should charge him for this collect call.
It's a collect call. He makes like nothing.
Pop it. Cayetana. What do you mean?
More.
Please, just talk to me.
I can admit that I have a temper, that I like to yell, and that our conversations can be quite rough sometimes, but that is all I have tried to do in these last few months is talk to you. And you have proceeded to lie and play your games, and I refuse. Tell me the truth. Why have you done these things? That's all I need to know.
Estiano, please.
Dr. O'Connor.
Wait, this is a soap opera. Oh my god.
It's a telenovela.
Just face zooms.
So, I just rolled to figure out the number I want you to beat.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oof.
I'll give you advantage on this.
Yay. 2 chances to fail. Alright. Well, a -1, it's a 15.
That does beat what I rolled.
Oh,
Alright.
Cayetana, I want you to know
No more bad
everything I did was out of love.
I could start.
I love you. I love our family. And I would burn the world for any of you. I met the doctor when I became one myself. We were in a similar field of study. Dr. Eichenstein is a brilliant dwarf. His work seemed promising, but he was having trouble. I'm just using all the other sendings.
Don't worry, I'm keeping it up.
Let me know if
I got
he
you.
just
You
cuts off.
You have plenty of words, okay?
I simply helped him with an equation. And he was thankful. From there, we became chums. It was there, at Leviticus University, that
20 words left. Sorry.
we grew friendly, and we promised to stay in touch. Again, let me know when I get cut off, Matt.
Yeah, you're getting close now.
When you got sick, I asked for him to pay a visit.
4 words left.
I couldn't lose you.
Why did you lie? I trusted you. You knew how much I hated him, how much I blamed him for everything that happened. You let me live in confusion as I thought myself a monster, as I forced myself to hunt and feed to continue surviving. I believed that I was some failed experiment from a con artist that tricked us both. Instead of you just telling me the truth.
The doctor asked me not to reveal too much about your condition. For the sake of your mind. I was simply following a prescription. It was best for... Is that his cutoff?
Technically, you have 2 full ones, so 50 total. So you have plenty still.
Yes.
It was best for you.
After all this time and everything that you've done, you still think that you know what's best for me? That you have any idea what I've been through? If I expected anyone to understand what I was going through, it would be you. But instead, you act like you did me some huge favor, lying to me, keeping secrets, and talking to the man you let me hate for the last 2 years that I've swore to hunt down and get revenge. And now I don't even know if this person is a bad man. Do you truly not feel any regret for your decisions?
If I chose differently, you would be dead. So I would do it all again.
We have been friends and lovers for 200 years. You've seen me in my best and worst, and I you. She's like, it's a long pause, long enough like I feel like she has to put in another coin into the sending machine, just... If that is truly how you feel, then you understand nothing of the bond that we've come to create together and nurture for so many years. You don't understand me, and in your mad journey into trying to save me, you've lost everything, and you've lost me. You've broken our vows, you have broken our trust, and I don't think I could ever look at you again the same. All I needed was for you to tell me the truth, to respect me, and to not play these games of just trying to save me. You are still the father to my children, and that will not change, but from here on, we are nothing to each other. Don't look for me. I will return, but don't contact me. And I don't know how the sending thing works, but she's going to take her ring off and place it at the booth, and I don't know if
It's probably worth the amount of gold.
22.
Definitely worth 22 gold.
she walks away, and anything he has to say, she will push it from her mind.
All right. Oh my god. Koski.
Koski was sitting outside the booth, but far enough that he wasn't
The
listening.
bench a comfortable distance away.
Yeah, on the curb, just sitting there drinking.
She will sit next to you, and
Koski will hand you a bottle of wine.
she will take it. And unless you say something to her, we will sit in that.
For now, Koski will sit quietly and just drink.
She's like strangely calm, but like tears are pouring down her face, and she is just, you know, she's just staring into the distance, and you can see that whatever that conversation was, it was big.
Pesky will let her sit in her emotions for a bit.
All right. I guess I'll jump back over to the other group then.
Okay.
Unless you want to just stare at us drinking in our sad emotions, mourning our loved ones.
Well, team break-in.
Breaking our hearts, okay? I don't have this.
Okay. So Rennie was tasked to cause a distraction, right? Mm-hmm. But it can't be one where I would get like arrested. Just enough for me to maybe get kicked out and maybe just draw some attention. So I think in this museum, is there an international section? Ooh. Like artifacts from around the world?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there is.
Rennie will find a bench and then emphatically declare that something vaguely Caucasparan, which is where Rennie is from, has been stolen. And it just needs to be returned back. It's very just like protesting against like the British Museum. But I'm trying to like gain like as like there's like a lot of authority, a lot of force in there,
and you're just trying to just get a audience.
If I could get like a mini like, I want some of the audience to be on my side, but
you
also,
want a small rally.
Yeah, kind of.
Give me a performance check.
Can I use commanding presence for this?
You're trying to gather a rally. I'll say yeah.
Great.
Performance. That's the most null performance check I've ever heard. It's turning over. Wow.
Okay, so 5 plus 8 is, I need to do the math quickly, 13 plus 9 is 19.
13 plus 9?
13 plus 6 is 9. Yeah. I don't have a plan.
Okay.
13 plus 6 is 19.
Yes. So you are just shouting, trying to get as much attention as possible.
In between shouting, I bought a bagpipe earlier, and it's just, it's vaguely, randomly patriotic.
All right.
Randomly.
So
why'd the music change?
This is going back to y'all's sleuthing music rather than sad conversation music.
But I was still sad.
We're still sad.
I don't know why Renille's sad, but
When it's approaching time for the horseless carriage, can you let me know?
Will do.
Koski wants enough time to walk over there and maybe 10 minutes.
We still have like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
I don't know how much time we're sitting on the curb drinking, so
It's true.
time passes.
Time passes.
Not enough you're going to be in the presentation at disadvantage.
Once, if there's enough of a commotion already happening,
Yeah.
I'm going to cast Major Image to make the 20-foot cube around this area to look exactly as it was without us there.
Great. Oh no, where'd we go? Oh, never. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Do me a favor, roll a d100.
What's that mean?
That means there's things happening.
Why would that matter?
You're casting magic at the magical Louvre.
68.
Wow.
Really
so
close. So close.
Dang.
68?
Yeah.
All right. What level spell is that?
It is a 3rd. I'm going to be hurt.
No. Hurt.
So you're casting the spell. You did not roll low enough on that percentile die.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to need you to expend twice the spell slots.
Okay.
Ah.
I mean, that's
Because you are straining yourself to actually cast this.
noted, but also, ow.
Yeah, 2
Okay.
3rd level. Okay.
I would rather die.
I'd rather take damage, honestly.
Yeah, I'd rather do that.
Yeah, true.
But that's I like that. Well,
Everyone take
currently I don't like that. Okay.
Can you tell me
And
about that, please?
You're starting to realize there's some enchantments
Yeah.
on the building, and you're thinking one of them is magic aura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that was a lot. They definitely have some. You said magical aura or enchantment aura?
So you're guessing there is an aura. The reason Detect Magic wasn't picking it up is there's a spell called Magic Aura, which can mask a
I see.
magical aura.
I have that. I have that as well.
There's definitely something making it a lot harder to cast spells in here.
Oh,
So keep that in mind. But right now, for the next 10 minutes, this
Great.
section looks
Let's go.
as is. So
Head in.
let's go. And I just flip the switch and
So you flip it. What you see is the table in the middle of the operating theater. And you see a spiral staircase going down.
Okay.
let's go.
Yeah, let's get it. Okay.
The theater is behind glass, remember.
It's still behind
Oh,
us.
did it still? Did the glass didn't open up or anything? We can't get to it still.
Glass appears to have not opened up.
Unless...
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, is
but the
there-
tech magic would see that, no? When you had it
where
before.
there's that aura.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Detect Magic did detect abjuration along the sides of the glass.
Oh, that was for that glass.
That's
So
for all glass
glass, okay.
displays.
So, hand.
Your hand is going through glass as if it's not there.
Okay.
But
Renial, you will
Do you
see
hear the people?
one of the construct guards just turn away and start walking with purpose.
I was gonna go to the wall and test the wall, not the magic thing.
He
So
walked away with a purpose.
I'll just go to the wall and start, you know.
Feels like a wall.
Great, cool.
Can these guys hear my bagpiping?
Yes.
You're gonna hear a bagpiping rendition of All Stars, and then it starts sounding a bit more panicked. And
Give me another performance check.
yeah. That is gonna be 18.
18. Any chance you could roll not in a tin tray?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
But this, why not? Why this being here?
With an 18, yeah, you guys hear it start sounding panicked.
Oh. What we doing?
Go on. Also, remember take into account the double spell cost slots for your exit escape budget.
so either you can go in and I close the door, or I go in and you close the door.
You go in.
Cool. I go in.
Because you can get out. Okay.
Cool. And I go in.
I find drums.
A slower Crash Bandicoot.
When I get into the stairs, just flip this.
Okay, got it. I'm gonna get the stairs.
All right. So you're going downstairs, and Dante, you're just swapping it.
Swapping it, make sure that no one's the wiser. None the wiser.
So you walk through this illusory glass and just start going down the stairs. Dante, you swap the letters back. Are you keeping your illusion up?
No, drop it.
No, I dispel it.
All right. So the illusion goes away, and Dante, what are you doing as this construct starts walking around the corner?
So I noticed the construct walking around the corner?
Yep.
I'm just going, what does this do? What is this sphere? Does it block me from going anywhere? I can just go in and grab the...
It's just going to walk up behind you, pick you up by the back of your shirt. Civilians are not allowed to touch the displays.
I didn't know that. My apologies, it won't happen again, sir.
Signage is posted everywhere.
I can't read.
You are being escorted from the building.
Do I have to? Oh,
and it is walking, holding you by the collar.
We're going? Okay. Can I come back in the building?
That will be for the board to decide.
Great.
Your mask has been catalogued.
Can there be another robot taking me out as well?
Probably at this point, yeah.
It's like, you're gonna hear from our lawyers, you know that, right? Like, this is just the Caucasus Parent Embassy and whoever is running it.
You are not under arrest. You are simply
Considered trespassing, probably.
Yeah, you're being trespassed, essentially.
Yeah, we're just being kicked off of private property. It's all good, man.
The normal.
Hey, he's good. He's in. He's in.
So, Horace.
Now that I'm in there, I will use my bonus action from the Cloak of Quiet Walk to cast Pass Without a Trace.
All right.
Good stuff. Good stuff. That's what we like to see.
Thank you to +5 charisma for this
Thank you.
wonderful item. So, you are... You want to just give me a stealth check to start, and we'll have this one in mind?
15. And I'm going to use my well-studied to give me another 5, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Plus 10 from the Pass Without a Trace, right?
Yeah. That was with the pass. That was with the Pass Without a Trace. Yeah.
I'm glad you had that.
Yes.
So, Pass Without a Trace is sort of guiding your feet where to step so that this wrought iron spiral staircase beneath the operating theater doesn't creak too much or echo with each footstep. And you get to the bottom, it's maybe a floor, maybe two. You're in a small hallway that appears to have, well, you're in a room with no door in the doorway that leads to a small hallway. The room looks like almost a foyer. But at the same time, it kind of looks like you're in a maintenance hallway. Think a wood-paneled maintenance hallway, and you got the idea.
Keep chugging along. Every so often, I'm going to stop for 1 minute just to kind of like look around, but also if I'm motionless for 1 minute, anything trying to perceive me has disadvantage.
Oh, what?
He's got that Teemo passage.
For real. In the bushes.
So, you do manage to find a couple of doors where they are closed. It's up to you if you want to open them or not.
As quietly as possible. And as long as I don't notice anyone.
First door you open, you see what looks like it's probably a large diagram, very Vesuvian man drawing, but you can see there's a lot of notes written in what look like Grisholfian on it.
I think this is the room.
There's not a lot of like loose papers. This seems, from what you've done for research, this seems like the experimentation theoretical phase. Not so much the process, but ways to improve.
So not that one. But also, quick scan, just so my key mind. I got it.
You guys chose the right person to go in.
Oh, of course.
Click.
Come to a second doorway. Opening it up, or trying to, it is locked.
Okay. Next one.
Can we retcon something? I had a thing that I wanted to give to you before you entered. It would have been very quick. Is that possible?
What is it?
It is a chime. Is it possible that I could have given?
Opening?
Because if he was going in, I have that specifically because I wanted to use it here.
I'll allow it.
Okay. You have a chime of opening. It's I can read it for you, but it essentially opens things that are locked. It's like a knock spell.
It has 3 uses,
Yes,
I believe.
3 uses of the knock spell. So you don't have to use your own spell slots or anything like that. That's the important part.
But it is a knock spell, which is
Loud.
Is it?
Yeah. Yep.
Gunk.
It is a clear tone.
It's a clear tone.
But it's still a tone. It is audible.
10 times.
10
It
times.
says 10 times. It is audible. It doesn't say that it's very loud. It just says it's a clear tone. But I don't know. Maybe chimes are like.
we'll save it. We'll table that. Next door.
It is not the knock spell. It is its own thing. Just to be clear, if the knock spell is loud, this just says it's a clear chime that opens a locked door that can be opened, or a locked thing that can be opened.
So skipping this door for now. You go to, as you are making your way to the next door, you said things looking for you have disadvantage. Duality of dice.
120, 120.
Yep, 120.
Let's go.
So you just wrap yourself in the cloak and press yourself into a shadow as much as you can as you see what looks like Brother Parrish walking down a hall.
Wow, this is the place.
It appears to be a 4-way intersection up ahead. He is walking from right to left. And you would be coming from south to north in this plus.
Okay.
But he passes.
Okay. Is there anything further north? Are there still more doors?
There appears to be a double door at the end, but
And looking down from where he came from, any
total of 2 doors. And looking the way he went into one door, and he appeared to have a ring of keys on him and unlocked it. There is a total of 3 doors down the hall. He went in the only one on the left side.
Alright, we're gonna go to the side that he came from and try one of them.
So you open this one, and you just see a bunch of masks hung on a rack.
Okay.
More than 7.
Okay.
About 24 masks.
Oh. I have identities. Blow. Okay. Next one.
The next one is locked.
Okay, so we have one in the south corridor that's locked.
The masks might genuinely be a way. Because why would they have that many unless they're doing something with those masks? that are supposed to be secret or that were categorized or something like that. That might be a way to get them, because that's illegal, right? You can't do that, right?
It is illegal, yeah.
It's at least something.
If the masks have different identities on them that don't actually match.
Okay, so we have one in the south and one in the west corridor. That's locked.
So you have one in the south corridor and one in the east corridor.
East. Okay. So we'll go.
Parish went to the west, and there's still the one set of double doors to the north.
We'll check the double doors.
Locked.
Locked. Okay. And. And you said is it a knock spell or is it like?
It's not a knock
It is
spell.
not a knock spell. This hollow metal tube measures about 1 foot long and weighs 1 pound. You can strike it as an action, pointing it at an object within 120 feet of you that can be opened, such as a door, lid, or lock. The chime issues a clear tone, and one lock or latch on the object opens unless the sound cannot reach the object. If no locks or latches remain, the object itself opens.
Has there been like ambient sounds happening down here?
You can hear a drip of water. Like there's a leaky pipe somewhere. But other than that, not too much. You heard Parrish's footsteps and you heard the lock. Both unlock and lock behind him when he closed the door. So I guess you would know that there's at least one locked door to the west.
But also, if this is true, I don't know. If it doesn't, if the whole thing is, if it can't hear it, it doesn't work, and it only works up to 120 feet. I mean, the sound only goes 120 feet by that logic. That's more of a DM thing, but
What if you muffle it and it's just
a silencer on the end of it.
So you tell me if I can do this. So with how sound works, if I use minor illusion to create like the opposite sound, could it cancel out the sound like actually propagating? So if I hit the chime, have the target, and then minor illusion, create a anti-sound.
I'm going to rule it would probably cancel out the effect of the chime.
Okay.
But sound propagates in 3 dimensions.
I know how wiggly air works.
Wiggly air.
But he just needs to cancel one direction, the direction that is where he went.
Yeah, but he's saying that if he's going to do that, that sound would also propagate in 3 dimensions, which would cancel it.
I see.
Yeah. Can I make it so it is far enough out so that it's stopping it from reaching Parish? So if I make the origin of that sound at where Parish would be, and the propagation would go to it, would it stop there?
Let me give you the dimensions of the hallways.
Okay.
From end to end, it's about 150 feet.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. And the room that I'm trying to get in is the...
Are you trying to get into the double door?
No, the one on the east across from the masks.
It is probably about 120 feet even from the door Parish went into.
That seems okay.
Yeah.
Worst case, you teleport out.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot.
So with a... and you're aiming it at the door. You hear a... Seems like the door unlocked.
Okay.
Try to open
You open it and it immediately is just a frigid temperature comes out and a foul scent.
Yeah.
I know what this is.
Wait. Could you teleport out with one of the... If there's bodies, could you teleport out with one of the bodies? Is that a thing that you can do with Dimension Door?
With Dimension Door? I believe so. I can hold one thing.
Because if you can, that's evidence for all we need.
You can bring along objects as long as they don't exceed what I can carry.
Great.
And you're pretty beefy for a wizard.
You hear a lock being unlocked in the west hall.
Okay.
What are you doing? Split second decision.
Close it in the fridge.
Yeah. Go in the fridge.
Go in the fridge, close the door. Give me a new stealth check.
I'll stick with this dice. Oof.
Should you have stuck with that?
12 plus 3. Oh, 12. 15.
15.
No. Yeah, 15.
Good thing I have disadvantage.
Yikes.
So, you put yourself in this freezer. Now you have dark vision. One thing I want to make perfectly clear, dark vision is not night vision goggles.
Yeah.
It is natural night vision. You can still kind of see, it's still very dark.
Yeah.
See some grays.
Yeah, you see some
Grayscale.
grays and some shapes. You are not completely blind, but it is still, you aren't 100% sure what you're feeling around you. But you've probably felt refrigerated meat before. You're really hoping it's a pig hanging from the ceiling.
It's probably not. I hope it is, but I know it's not.
You can also tell there are some shelves, like standing shelves around that have jars on them that have kind of frosted over a bit. And you hear footsteps coming towards the freezer door.
Okay.
Stand still, stand still.
Yeah, so that's
big.
Hi, Panda Pig.
That's all I see in this room.
You can give me a perception check if you want to look deeper. I'd say you have about, you're guessing, 45 seconds between getting inside to when someone might be coming through the door.
How far away is this room from the first room that was locked?
Probably about 100 feet if it were a straight line.
Okay. And how far away am I from the intersection?
About. Oh, my brain shut off. What's half of 150?
75?
Or, sorry, 120. That would be 60.
You're right.
About 60 feet from the middle of the intersection.
Okay. And the room with the masks?
Is across the hall.
Feet?
About 7.
7?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool as... But I don't know what's... I know what it looks like. It's just the back wall was filled with masks.
Yeah, it was maybe the size of a storage closet.
And it was mostly empty, pretty much, minus the masks.
Correct.
Cool. As that door is opening, I will Misty Step into that room.
He's looking for if there's components to Misty Step, and if it's verbal and somatic is what he's doing right now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
Or
know
that's
he's
what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
It is verbal only.
So
I can whisper that.
Okay, yeah, well,
There's a reason sorcerers have subtle spell.
You're right. So yeah, that's probably the best. But yeah, I just sit
Honestly,
I just stand still.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
That's,
So you're just going to stand still in the fridge under the cloak?
yep.
Are you hiding behind anything at least, or yes?
Yeah.
All right.
Near the. Would this be a new stealth check?
This would be a new stealth check.
I genuinely.
As the door opens, what are you hiding behind?
The pig.
All right.
Well, the what could we're hoping is a pig.
Pig.
Meat.
Nice. Dirty 20. 5 and 2.
We're so lucky. I rolled a natural 20 and a 2.
Damn.
Cool. Well, worst case scenario, I was gonna say, body, dimension door out.
Yeah. That's,
Genuinely, like it's the
that's
worst
the worst case.
Yeah.
So, you're hiding behind it. The door opens. You see not the feet of Parrish, but some very fine, what look like gator skin shoes walk in.
Why does father make me take care of Drac?
Oh, all right.
And the limbless, headless torso that is hung from the ceiling that you are hiding behind is taken down, but it is being held in front of the face of Vlad as he turns around and walks back out of the fridge.
So I'm going to, as he leaves, I do want to kind of follow behind very carefully, just to see what door he goes into.
It is the...
Because I will know that's not a door I care about.
Yeah. Don't go into that door.
Yeah.
It is the door across from the one that Parrish went into.
Cool. Great. Alright, now we go back to where we started in that first door that was locked. And that's over 120 feet away from those two doors, right?
Yes.
Yeah, well, chime it open. Looking.
You open the door. You see a nice mahogany desk. It looks like a doctor's office.
Alright, cool. Should have done this first.
Yes.
Cool. We go in.
Alright.
There's no one in here, right? Before I had.
Not that you can see.
Sick. Alright, I go in. Dagger of denial.
Alright. So you stick the dagger in the door.
Yep. I've been holding on to that for a while.
Yeah.
Now it's your time.
Alright, let's go. We're looking
Grab everything.
We're not grabbing everything. I'm just looking at it all and absorbing all of that.
A lot of it is just research notes.
I don't need it.
Over time. Couple of scientific journals. There's a few books about various medical procedures. A lot of what you're finding doesn't feel like the nail in the coffin. This is just things around the room, though, and things on top of the desk. The desk does have a couple of drawers, a total of 4 of them.
The question is, are any of them locked?
There is a keyhole on each one of them.
You have a few charges left. 8 charges left.
Yeah, and yeah, I think we just start.
Well, check if they're locked first.
Yeah, we'll check if there are any of them.
They all are locked.
Yeah.
Okay.
How many?
I think the first one will do the center one. The one I'm assuming there's like a center.
So there's 2 on each side, upper and lower.
Okay.
The center seems to just be extended writing desk space.
All right. So the bottom right.
Bottom right. Ding. It opens. There is what looks like a lockbox inside, as well as a nice bottle of brandy.
This is just comical. All right. We'll look at the lockbox.
It is locked.
Ding.
You open it.
I have 6 of these left.
It appears to be a coin purse, a ledger, a couple of documents.
What are anything important?
You're flipping through the ledger, and there's a couple of people who have donated to his research before. A couple of names that you think have some importance, but you're just very quickly going through trying to speed read as much as you can.
Okay. All right. Top right drawer.
We picked the right person to go.
Yeah, for sure.
Top right drawer. It opens. There's a couple of what look like journals there. First one, it looks like a doctor's patient log, but it's got 2 pages on it, and it's otherwise empty, and you're flipping through the other things in there, and it appears future patient logs that have yet to be used.
Okay.
Bottom left.
Bottom left,
4 left.
you open it.
No, 5.
You do the lockbox too, right? So
Oh, yeah.
You open it. You actually find a picture frame. In it, you see Dr. von Eichenstein and a dwarf woman who appears to be in a wheelchair. He looks much younger.
Okay, we'll leave that where it was.
Sure.
Close it. And next. Top left.
Top left. You find what look like notes for his presentation.
Yep, cool.
It is a fairly thick packet.
Yep. And memorize all of this.
It's written in a lot of shorthand, so you're getting as much as you can from it. However, it is not verbatim what his presentation is.
Okay.
Sure.
There's a couple things in here that seem like they could be nefarious, but this doesn't feel like...
It doesn't feel like it.
We got one
It
more.
feels like you might be missing something.
Is he the kind of guy who would use like a cipher to kind of,
Yeah, I'm trying to
or
wonder
like
if,
magical ink?
No, I mean he wouldn't use magical ink. Remember, everything's mechanical with this guy.
So it's like a cipher or code.
You or any kind of type of like place where you can press in and it opens up a separate drawer underneath, anything
Okay.
like that.
Can I investigate?
Yeah, give me an investigation check.
Cool. 20.
20. So you're feeling around. On the bottom of the upper right drawer, you feel a lip. Well, kind of like there is a compartment under there, but you can't find a specific way it opens. Another charge.
Yeah.
It clicks open, lowering. You find what look like a couple of letters fall out.
Oh yeah.
Some of them are from Estiano. Some of them are from other people around the world.
Get me those letters.
Hell yeah, take them.
I will take them.
You're gonna take the letters.
Yeah.
All of them?
No. We'll grab the
Take his mail. All his mail.
Maybe I'll call him back just to cuss him out.
Do any of them seem incriminating? Like from the ones that I'm gathering? I'm just looking through them real quick.
Some of the people, for example, there's one addressed from a Nathaniel Cross here.
Oh, take that one for sure.
Yeah. Cross. The one from Estiano.
However, the date for it is before he became a fugitive.
Sure.
Okay, that's
Even
fine.
better.
Any others? Or
Names that aren't immediately jumping out to you as like that's important, but you're remembering the names. I can go over them with you in between games.
okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's everything we need, I think.
Yeah, and then I'll.
Do you?
Do I undagger this?
No, you should. You should have
Yeah,
dagger.
well,
Are you closing?
everything gets closed back
Okay.
up.
And you're using your memories to make sure everything's back the way.
Yeah, everything's exactly as I left it.
And the only things you took are letters from Estiano and letter from Cross.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in the room, like a secret chamber you want to check for?
He will know it's us though.
Oh, yeah.
If the only ones we take is Estianos and
Yeah.
crosses,
Take a couple random. Take some random ones,
Okay.
but not enough so that there's quite a few letters in here, right?
There's probably a total of 8 letters.
Okay. Any more? Starts looking. Yeah, we'll take it like 2 more, just so there's still some there.
Okay.
Leave some of the boring ones for my dad.
Yeah, you're gonna take all of his.
Yeah, we leave everything. We close everything back up. And I will dagger of denial the secret lip, just so it's a little bit harder for him to get in.
Keep in mind, the dagger of denial needs to stay there.
Yeah.
So you're gonna leave the dagger there? He's gonna see a dagger and he's gonna be like, "That's a dagger there."
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we just take the dagger and I dimension door to the outside of the.
Spend the extra spell slots.
Yep.
Well, actually,
Well,
I need you to roll the D100 first.
Okay.
You got this though. You got this though. You got this though.
Oh, 12.
12.
12.
All right. 1 spell slot.
He's out of there.
Honestly, that's the most successful Horus has felt.
And we high five after a long day's work, and then we're good.
After you clip through the ceiling of the loop, you know.
And that is where we're going to call tonight's session. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to Travis Foy for all the amazing music. Thank you to +5 Charisma for the wonderful magic item that has saved our wizard.
Because without it.
Thank you to Tabletop Gaming Center for helping us put on this show. And thank you guys for helping us with the Kickstarter and for joining us here tonight. And thank you guys for helping us with playtesting. We hope to see you all again next week. But until then, game on. Have a good night, everyone.